Hey everyone, it's Misty. Welcome to At Home. I'm super excited to have Charisma Horton with me again, and we have a wonderful quilt that we're gonna make this week. I'm so excited to have Charisma back with us, and I just love this quilt. So I'm a little giddy that we finally get to share it with everyone. So tell us a little bit about this quilt, a little bit about yourself. If you haven't seen her last episode, be sure to go back and watch that one, but we'll dive in today as well.
Well, this pattern is called Summer Waltz, and I really love it because it's layer cake friendly, but also it's two blocks that come together as one, and they create this secondary design. And it has a variety of colors and prints, and it's just very exciting. And when you start to put the blocks together, you see it start to come to life with that secondary design.
It's so, so beautiful. I mean, if you look at the quilt over here, it covers the whole design wall. It's a really nice size. I think it's 72 by 96.
Yes.
Which is just a wonderful size for a quilt. And I love how the two blocks give you so much ooh-ah for, you know, a fairly simple quilt to make.
It is, and we chose Made My Day by Anna Maria Horner for this sample, and I just love it because it's full of color and texture, and it just comes together so beautifully.
It's gorgeous. All right, so let's go through exactly what the supplies are. Like you said, you can start with the layer cake, which we did use. So if you notice the large blocks back there, and she'll walk you through all of it, but we did use one layer cake, this beautiful collection from Anna Maria Horner for Free Spirit, and then you're also going to need some accent fabric. So you want to explain what these are?
So we used this dark green. This is really maybe the background of this quilt. It is in both of the blocks, and it joins the two blocks together to create that secondary design. So it's really important that you have that contrast of color. And then we have this green leafy print that sort of is the I would say in this pattern, the cornerstones of that.
That's what I was going to call them too.
Yes.
It's not really a cornerstone, but it gives you that look.
Yes. So it's, you know, maybe the more fresh take on a cornerstone, we'll say.
Yeah.
And then we have we'll say the petals. It's not really a flower, but it is a flower. So this is our petals, and I just really loved that shocking pink color. It just gave that great contrast. And then we have this sort of background blender that just lets everything else shine. So those are our four main fabrics that we paired with our layer cake.
And how much did we need of each of those?
The dark green, we needed 2 1/4 yards.
Okay.
And then the green leafy print, we needed 1 1/4 yard. And of the pink, we needed the 2 yards. And this purple aqua color, we needed 3/4 of a yard. And then we used the layer cake for everything else.
Okay, awesome. All right, so let's get started. Which block do we want to make first?
Let's do the layer cake one because that's really the one that causes all of the color and the textures and everything in it. And so I have my layer cake square here.
Okay.
Here's our original block.
The one that we're shooting for.
Yes, and so I have my square, and you need 4 of these units with this square and the 2 triangles. So we have 3 of them made, so I can show you how this other one is made. So we just have our square here. And how do we do this here? I have to think about this for a moment.
Turn it the same way for you. There we go.
Here we go. So we're just going to go ahead and attach these 2 half square triangles to create this bigger triangle. So I'm just going to go ahead and...
So what size square is that you're working with?
3 1/2.
3 1/2, okay. Perfect.
And of course, when you're making your quilt blocks, my scissors.
Oh no. There they are.
Okay. And of course, when you're making, you know, multiple blocks, you can go ahead and chain piece these. But, okay, so do you just want to go ahead and press that?
I would
for
be
me,
happy
Misty?
to, yeah. You just give me a job and I will do it. There we go.
Okay. So now we're just going to go ahead and match up your corners right there and sew that last seam. Okay, press that.
Looks so nice. So then we've made 4 of those, right?
Yep, and now we're just going to sew them right on. And if you want to go ahead and press this in half both ways so that we know where to line those up.
Okay. Got it. And now this is a solid 10-inch square, right? We haven't trimmed this down?
No, we did trim that down
Oh,
to 9 by 9.
9 by 9, okay. I'm glad I asked. There it is.
All right, and so now we know just where to line those up, and we're just going to go side to side here.
That's a great tip to press those lines in place. Just gives you a place to line up that point when you're putting your sides on.
Oops. Okay, now I'm just going to go ahead and do the other side. And it's normal to have those little ends hang off because that's our half square triangle.
Beautiful.
Okay, and if you could press that.
Of course.
And you can see it to start come together. I just love that.
I love it too. There we go. There's those 2. It's really so quick. I have to say, I've always been a little nervous to make units like this, these little triangle units, and I'm not sure why. Like, as I'm thinking about it in my brain, I don't know why I was afraid of it, but it's not something I've done a lot.
Well, I think some people maybe get a little shy about working with all of that bias, but there's just so many things that you can do with a triangle. I mean, I've published so many patterns, and the triangle seems to be my favorite thing because it's so versatile, and I can just get so many, I mean, oh my gosh, I think thousands of designs can come from just using a triangle.
I know, I agree. I use triangles a lot. I love half square triangles, and I don't worry about the bias in them, although I know many people do. But I think it can become your friend if you're careful with it, you know?
Absolutely.
But this is just so fun to add this detail in those corners. Oops. Get that smooth. Roll those back. Look at that. That looks so great.
Isn't that great? And it's a great block by itself, but then when it's paired up with this partner, magic.
Absolute magic. All right, so I'll hand that one over to you too. So this is the second block.
Okay, so we have our triangles. We have 2 different sizes of triangles for this block, and we have the center, which we did cut out of a layer cake. You can see that there's a variety of centers in the quilt, and I just chose, you know, random ones and cut the blocks for those. And then we have our petals for the like daisy sort of part of that block.
So what size squares are these that you're working with?
They're 4 3/4.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, so we're kind of going to do the same sort of thing. We have this long section in the middle that we need to piece, but we're also just going to do another triangle unit. It's not exactly the same, but we need these 2 triangle units. So we'll go ahead and sew that first one in the middle first so that we can attach it to that. And all we're going to do is sew 3 patches together to begin with. We have our center and one of the petals, and then I'm just going to put another petal on. Okay, and now we need to adhere 2 of these triangles on either side of this.
Okay.
And so if we could just do the quick trick again, Misty, where you just fold, just to give us a little press.
Oh, okay.
And I'll just go ahead and finger press these little triangles so I know exactly where to line those up.
Yeah. Do that. There's that side. side. There we go.
And so now we're just going to match up those little folds.
You can always pin that if you need to. And then just a triangle on each end, huh?
Yep.
Awesome.
And you just want to put those right sides together again. Okay, and you can press that one, and I will start building out the triangles that we need. So we have our petal square here. And then you just need to do the flat side to each of these triangles here. We're building it out like this, and then we put one of these on top again. So this is the unit that we need to sew.
Okay.
I just kind of like to lay that out a little bit so that I can get these.
And so you're lining up the bottom side of your
Yes.
triangle, so that's all straight, and the overlap
Yes.
is in the little point.
And then I don't have to worry about getting it on wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to go ahead and do the other side like that. We're not crossing any seams, so we don't have to press it right now.
Perfect.
Oops. And if you want to go ahead and
Of course.
press that one, I will get the second one started here.
Do you want me to mark the center of this again?
Yes, please.
All right. I had a feeling we were going to do that.
All the same tips and tricks.
Yeah, apply every time. Oops, that one didn't really show up. There it is. I don't know why it was being temperamental.
And then I'm just going to go ahead and, again, right sides together, match up that triangle, and sew that on, and we have our second unit.
Trying to be helpful, but you're quicker than me. There we go. That's got a little finger press.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Beautiful.
Okay, and now we're just going to sew that on either side. And if we need to pin that to make sure that they line up, then we can do that.
Okay. Do you need some pins? I have them over here.
I think it's going to line up fine, so we're
Okay.
good to go.
Great.
Okay, now we just need to do the other side.
Oh, look how pretty that's looking.
It's coming together.
So satisfying.
I know, I love this part. Oops. How easy was that, Misty?
So simple.
There
So
you go.
simple. Pretty painless, I would say.
Yes.
That is amazing, Charisma. So let's press this. All right. So I think we need to go to the quilt and see how these fit in, but let's
Yes,
look
absolutely.
at these first. Don't
Aren't they
look
great?
They're so great.
Yes.
I just love them. And I love how these beautiful, vibrant prints really shine in this pattern. They each have just the space to show off a little bit, which is
Yes.
so nice. So let's go
Absolutely.
ahead and go over there and
Okay.
check it out.
All right.
So again, isn't this such a beautiful quilt? It's 72 by 96 Charisma. This is called Summer Waltz, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here with us. I just really appreciate you sharing your talents with all of us and these beautiful patterns. So remind everybody where they can find you.
I'm Charisma at charismascorner.com, and you can also find me on Instagram as Charisma Horton.
Thank you so much, and you all have a wonderful week, and be sure to tag us when you make Summer Waltz. Hey everyone, it's Misty. Thanks for watching at home. If you aren't already a part of our Missouri Star family, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell if you want a notification every time we release a new video. I'll see you next Monday on the newest episode of At Home.